Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
Was that on purpose?
Wow, we're really bumpy.
I kind of try to roll with it for the people that are just listening to the podcast version. Normally, once it comes out of the music, all three of us just pop up on screen here on the live stream. And apparently, I had not tapped Ryan or Tim's little icon because it was just me. So, oops. As much as I like looking at myself anyway, so.
You could have just done the whole show without us, right?
I feel like I do that every week anyways.
The whole show without us. Pretty much.
Sorry, Izzy is upstairs jamming
your
some
program,
music,
right?
and she's got it blasting, and I'm trying to yell at her to turn it down.
I got your flag up there behind you, Ryan. I see it. I got mine down to put up, but then
Yeah, I just got mine yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my background a little more Georgia Statey.
Yeah, I came down here early to actually get this thing set up behind me, and then I had camera problems, and so that's why we're starting late.
So they're up to the G's in the alphabet, right? So I got a ways to wait. I'm in the T land.
I mean, that's all I got. It was like that and a sticker, I think. Oh, and a magnet, a fridge magnet with the schedule on it. So
I like my magnet schedules, and I adore them every time I get them, and then I put them on the fridge, and I don't ever see them until like 3 years later. I'm like, oh yeah, I had a schedule for the 2023 season here, and no idea about it.
I actually am looped in to the school's calendar, like Google Calendar, and so all the games are automatically on there. It's great.
Yeah, I
don't know how I did it, but it's there.
I have that for baseball, and it's annoying the way they do it because like the name is like Georgia State University Baseball versus whatever, and like it's just this long drive. I mean, like just put BB versus Mercer or something like that. I don't need to have that huge long drawn out things. I can't tell who it is on the media at the browser of the calendar.
I felt like they had some issues with the calendar at one point, so I dropped it. But if it's working, I'll probably pick it back up.
I have it connected, but I have it turned off. So if I ever want to turn it on, but I go through because I'm schedule crazy. I go through and I put the schedule onto my own calendar as soon as it comes out. I enjoy doing that. It's a shared calendar with my wife, and she gets mad because she starts getting in like a dozen notifications come through that I've added something to the family calendar, but.
Yeah, but you're planning well ahead. Like, this is good. This is positive stuff. This is what they ask of us, I think.
I have found that once you have a discussion about, as long as it's on the calendar, everything's good. As soon as you say you're doing something and they say, I didn't know about it, your response should not be, but it's on the calendar. That does not fly well at all.
No, that only works for her.
Can you say, let's go look at the calendar?
Yeah. Anyhow, speaking of calendars, it's Media Day today and tomorrow in lovely New Orleans. Yep. So there were a few things that came out today because this was the day that Commissioner spoke and Keith Gill and
can I cut you off for the most important thing?
Any juice?
Granger didn't go because it was New Orleans, and why would he go? He was just like, you know what, like everyone else can go, like whoever else, and Granger didn't go. So even more points in my book now.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that he didn't go. I saw Dave's tweet about that, and I was like, my immediate reaction is like, oh no, he's not. Something's not wrong with him. But then I think your explanation makes a lot more sense. Darren was like, no one told me I was going to New Orleans. That place is yeah, that's an asshole, man. I don't want to be there at all.
You guys, I gotta stay healthy for this season.
I almost commented on Dave's tweet, like, please get home safely or healthy.
We're worried about you. Please be careful.
The picture was obviously from there down on the French Quarter, like down the well, I guess, at least being football players, they're used to the locker room smells and everything, which is what the French Quarter smells like.
Right.
Because it smells like French people. Anyhow, this one tweet I have up here, we just kind of locked in like everything that was that Keith Gill kind of talked about today, at least that I saw as newsworthy or whatever. No plans to expand from the current 14-team league. Yeah, of course you're going to say that.
Tomorrow.
No plans until, of course, there are.
Yeah. Until ECU says, "Hey, we're interested," and then all of a sudden, you're like, "Oh yeah, we've been working on this for a long time now." So, looking to add 2 to 3 bowl tie-ins in the near future, I think it makes sense. With Conference USA being crappy and the Sun Belt getting bigger, that makes sense. Good to see that. I think the really cool one was the next one, that the TV viewership was up 100% this past year. 35 million.
That's a real round number.
It's perfect. Right at 100%. We had.
I'm assuming this tweet has just got the year wrong. It was up 100% in 2022, because I don't think it can be up in 2023. I just noticed that.
It's the future. What are you talking about?
Of course, the new teams all claimed that it was all Marshall and JMU fans tuning in to everything, which caused the viewership to go up so high. Of course, right?
It's all
I bet they were part of it.
Yeah, but you don't add 4 schools and have your viewership go up 100% just because those 4 schools.
That's right.
So
definitely, I'd like to see that broken down by school. Thank you very much.
Can you do that?
And only if it favors us. If it doesn't favor us, we don't need that.
I'm sure they have the ability to break it down by school and by game, right?
Well, they know which games got the views. Yeah, and I'm also wondering, because
that include the App State, right? The App State.
This is football. This is Football Media Day. So does this number mean viewership of just football games? Or are they talking about basketball and the other sports as well? I think just football.
Good
the other sports are not on TV.
Basketball is.
I would have to think that App State game that was on national TV had something to do with that number, right?
That's true. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't want to be reminded of that game, though.
Yeah. That's as far as we have to go. We don't have to acknowledge it any further.
Funny enough, oddly enough, I was going back and just trying to look at how long games are, because I assume that games are by just under 4 hours. That's always been my expectation. But I'm like, Sun Belt games, maybe, not as many commercial timeouts and stuff. Maybe it's a little bit shorter. So I kind of went back through our games last season to see how long the games were. And our shortest one was like right around 3.5 hours. Our longest was just shy of 4 hours. So I was right. However, when I was going through, I looked at the App State game, and they must have not updated it because it said it was 1 hour and 51 minutes. And you and I standing in that freezing cold, I know I was there a lot longer than 1 hour and 51 minutes.
I would have to say yes.
Yeah.
I felt like an eternity.
And also said it started at 12:30 in the afternoon too. So I think that they I was like, wait, no, that was definitely a night game. It was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, they got that wrong.
Drank a bunch. Yeah. There's no way.
We kept our insides warm.
We did.
And then finally his last thing was he's added himself to the list of people asking for a congressional solution to the name, image, and likeness type stuff, which I'm sure Ryan's got some pretty strong feelings on.
Boo.
Asking for a government handout. I love it. Let's go.
Boo. Who wants the government to control football? Come on, nobody wants that.
I think the reason why asking for congressional solution is because right now every state does things differently, and while states' rights are its own thing, I can kind of see him wanting to level the playing field and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I don't want the government involved in anything.
Yeah, compete. So. And who wants politicians in charge of football? Like that sounds terrible. Like what a way to ruin football.
Well, wasn't Condoleezza Rice going to be like commissioner of the NFL or something like that, or is it?
She was on the national championship board committee, whatever it was. Right. I don't know if she still is. She might still be.
Maybe not NFL commissioner. Maybe it was the NCAA commissioner. I don't remember. But I remember her name being tossed around as being commissioner of something.
Apparently, she's been into all this stuff for a long time, and it seems cool. I don't know.
Yeah. A buddy of mine met her at the Masters. She was the member that was greeting people as they were walking in there.
You said member.
I did say member.
I am curious how he wants to solve NIL with the government.
What are you trying
to get at?
Problem that we're aiming to solution.
I think he wants to solve not allowing unlimited funds. I think that's what he's in code saying.
Yeah, well, I think what he's saying is that each state has made their own regulations on it, and he just wants a level playing field so all the schools are operating on the same level. But to Ryan's point there, I'm like, well, the states should get on the correct level of supporting their programs. Yeah.
But what they're gonna do is it's gonna split off into another FBS, FCS type situation, and they're not gonna level the playing field. They're gonna just say that all these lower schools need to just be in their own conference or in their own division.
Yeah, you're going to get basically the Big Ten and the SEC are going to be FBS plus, and then you'll have the rest of the P3 and then the G5s all making up FBS minus or traditional FBS.
They'll just make a new rule that you have to have a certain level of NIL money to stay in the upper division.
Well, I mean, so that was what the original division between FBS and FCS was. It was the haves and have-nots. And so, like, we sort of are back into this situation where the have-nots sort of are, like, inching their way back up and, like, trying to figure out a way to compete. And they aren't always doing such a good job. But, like, that was the original thing. And, like, that's the solution that people are going to move towards. And so, that's what politicians are going to end up doing is something like that. Because they all are big fans of the
the big schools
programs. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and the next step really is going to be maybe at the next step, but the inevitable end of it is going to be the implosion of conferences altogether, because you can only carry around a Vanderbilt for so long before you're like, all right, no, we just want it to be Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas. That's all we want. We don't want to get the bottom dwellers in the premier conferences any longer, which means that FSU and Clemson get to tag along as well. But I guess we just enjoy it while we can, right? Win our national championship in 2025 and
call it quits,
and then quit. Stop the program.
I was having a conversation.
End it on a high note.
I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine yesterday, and he's from up north, and he's a big NFL fan. He just moved here recently, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys don't really do NFL down here." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I got season tickets to the Falcons. I watch them every Sunday." He's like, "Yeah, but like you're a bigger Georgia State fan than you are Falcons." I was like, here's my reason why I'm a bigger Georgia State fan than a Falcons fan. Not only did I go to school there and I never worked a day for the Falcons, but if the Falcons win a Super Bowl, that would be amazing. I wouldn't believe it. That's great. But you're talking about 32 teams, and there is a level of parity out there. If Georgia State wins a national championship in football or basketball, unheard of, like completely unprecedented. The ceiling is so much higher at Georgia State than what it is with the Falcons. So I think that's why I'm a bigger Georgia State fan than I'm a Falcons fan. At least that's how I rationalize it after several.
Because we have a lot more room to grow, basically.
It would just be because every
we'd be
win
beating
is
way more than 32 teams.
Yeah, well, winning too, yeah. Every win is such a much bigger accomplishment than any win the Falcons have. So, and each big win is even better.
I can't even imagine.
Seem like go ahead, Tim.
No, I can't even imagine if we won the national championship, how much booze we would all drink that night.
Man, might as well be talking about winning the lottery here. But yeah, I often think about stuff like that. And if we were in the national championship, we're probably all going. But if we weren't all going, we'd have like the most drag out watch party down here. Well, it's going to be in Atlanta anyways. Because
that's right. We'd just be there. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll be at the stadium. Then we'll go over to our
drunk
stadium.
And passed out at the stadium. Like literally passed out.
Georgia State in a national championship, and like it's the first time ever that scalpers are like selling tickets for like $5 out front. They're like, no one's going to this game.
Please come in.
The whole thing. It'd be like I was never there.
Every Georgia State fan could have bought like front row tickets, and we still have half that section is empty because there's just no one cares about a Georgia State national championship.
We're just gonna spread the band out so we take up more space.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly.
Come on, guys. There'd be other fans.
There'd be fans. It'd be an event. Everyone would want to go all of a sudden.
People be wearing their Georgia colors, being like, "Oh, we wish they were here."
Well, it'd be like, it'd be like when the Falcons did go to the Super Bowl, and I read this article, very, just passive aggressive author talking about how all these people were filing in wearing their jerseys, most of which looked brand new and never worn before. I'm like, yeah, we had some bandwagon fans, but eat it. So with the media day, ahead of the media day, they have their preseason poll and their all-team stuff. So this is how the coaches voted for the top teams in conference. So in the East,
I really like how they scratched out the eagle
with our red accent.
I was not gonna make anybody have to look at that ugly logo right there.
I mean, it makes sense that they would scratch it out. So like, I really do. I like it. It's good.
It's JMU up top.
Yeah.
JMU, who still can't actually win the conference or play in the conference championship, somehow gets first place.
Wait, but how do they have 4 what does the 4 mean? Does that mean how many votes they got? First place votes they got? Because it looks like Appy got 4 too.
Yeah, actually, I didn't really even realize that was on this slide. First place votes. So in the East, it's kind of interesting because it's kind of showing the
It's
parity
spread out, yeah.
of the conference, whereas basically Troy and South Alabama got all the first place votes in the West. It was spread out all the way down to the trash down South, who got 1, which I'm assuming is just Helton voting for his own team, because I can't believe anybody would literally think the trash down South is going to be the first place team.
I can believe they believe that.
Exactly. I also use Comic Sans for TDS on there just to really insult. So
totally. But no, I think you're right. Like to see all the first place votes spread out over it's literally everybody but us and ODU on the East. I mean, that is interesting to say the least, just because like we're gonna beat each other up again. Like that's the East right now. We're good and we beat each other up, and the West is not usually Troy, but
yeah, well,
it's moved on to Troy
because Napier saw it the other way around.
Good Lord, 10 first place votes for them.
What?
I know, they're like the de facto. I mean, that's the coaches think Troy's going to win.
Yep.
What do you guys think about Georgia State being 6th in the East?
We should be 5th at least, but I don't hate it. I think the ratings look legit, except for us being number 6. OD's in the right spot. JMU, they were really good last year. I mean, they should have gotten first, I guess, but they're not eligible and they're going to cry about it. So,
they're definitely going to whine about it.
I mean, we should only be 5 though. Like literally, we should just be a step above TDS in this, and then everything else is like fine.
It's the Clay Helton effect, right? Is that what it's called?
Well, it's that one first place vote that he gave them put them ahead of, like, if he had put them where he actually thinks they belong, it probably would have put Georgia State in the 5th place.
So where's our coach? Why isn't he voting for us?
Because he's doing his job. He's saying who he thinks is the best in the East. It's not us.
He puts Southern.
I really think that when they do this, they should, you should not rank you should rank it as if your school's not in it. I think there's an honor system, I guess. You do what you want to do, but yeah, just don't rank it with your school in there. That way you can take all that away. Because as me, I'm going to put Georgia State first in every kind of ranking that I ever do. Yep, we're the first, we're the best. Until proven otherwise, we are the absolute best. So why would a coach not do that? It's what Spurrier did with Duke when he did his coaches poll.
Yeah.
So,
anyhow, I mean, I think it makes sense to put your school first, but I don't carry much either way. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I guess we'll see what it turns out to after first few weeks of playing.
It is interesting that ULM has 20 points and ODU has 17. So I guess ODU is de facto last.
Yeah, ODU is last place overall.
Last, yeah. We're second to last still.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
I wasn't going to go there.
Are we actually second?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I mean, we had a rough season, y'all. I mean, I get it. I get
rough season, and we lost a lot of talent, but
who cares? We had a rough season when we kept a lot of talent. So whatever. I don't like that stat.
The off season's hitting me hard. I'm getting pumped. I'm getting ready for
Granger Danger.
For Granger Danger.
Granger.
Did I make a slide of this? I can't remember if I made a slide of this next thing.
I have no idea.
Oh, they also did the there we did. I did do that. Look at that. The All-Star, the All Sunbelt team, which only one of these is first team. Only one of the guys made first team, Ryan. So I know that you don't care about anybody else. But what I thought was interesting, which is Travis Glover, give respect to him. Everybody that made the All-Star team, first and second team, all defense. Which I thought was pretty interesting. Maybe our defense will actually be pretty decent this year with the new DC.
New DC, new players, right? We have to replace a lot of talent.
I just don't know where to go with it. I mean, like our defense is going to be whatever it is, and we'll see. And we've dealt with like just terrible defenses, and we've dealt with really good ones. So I don't know. I feel like we run the gamut, and we'll see.
I'm getting more and more pumped about the team and the season. I feel like we're going to be doing a lot better than we were feeling about, a few weeks ago. But that's just probably the off-season, anticipation or something.
Are you up in your win total projection we have to set a couple weeks before?
Oh,
I'm definitely saying that we're
In the
over.
Niner?
We're bowl eligible. That's my baseline is, which is what we're
Ooh.
supposed to be. We're supposed to be bowl eligible all the time.
that's
So
the basement.
yeah. But whereas before coming out of last season, I was like, man, we're gonna go back-to-back years without a bowl game. And as we get closer, the more we see about everything, the more I think that I want to see about the other teams too. I think that I think 6-win season is definitely doable, but I think the team has the potential to do so much more. Georgia State, the team of potential,
I mean, doable. If we're talking about doable, then we can win all 12. That's possible, but probable is probably not.
Yeah.
I forget where I was. I forget what my win total was, but I don't think it was 6.
Don't worry, we'll all get to reset them and do our final picks. So.
Yeah. When are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do that like the week before or something before kickoff?
The week
I
before,
think it makes sense that Tuesday before the Rhode Island game. Trying to get a Rhode Island fan on here for preview for that as well.
The one fan, their one fan.
Yeah, AC.
There's only 10 people in the state, so
exactly. The stadium takes
that's actually pretty impressive. Then
they've got a good market share. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I was just as surprised as you guys when I found out there was actually a Rhode Island podcaster, but he's like he's interviewing the players and the coaches and all that kind of stuff. So he's got some experience out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. It's good for them.
We should definitely do it on that Tuesday before the Thursday game, so we're all so hyped up. On Georgia State that we're all going to shoot way over where we should be.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, what else we got? What else are we going to talk about? We good with media day and the preseason polls and everything like that?
It seems good. I mean, I'm surprised we had. I like that the coaches poll was out, but I was surprised media days. I mean, we debated talking about media days and like maybe even recording on Wednesday so that we could like cover what our team says. But I think we all agreed that like it would just be coach speak and that we weren't really going to learn a whole lot of anything.
Yeah, I was following along on social media today, looking to see what was coming out. And the Keith Gill stuff obviously made sense to talk about, but I didn't even see anything from any of the West Division coaches or players coming out that was. I literally saw nothing. Not like didn't see anything worth talking about. Didn't see anything that was posted from the coaches and players, which I expect to be the same thing. We'll probably get a little bit more information because, Panther Talk's got Brady down there, and Scott Watkins, who used to cover Georgia State stuff, works with Southern Miss, and he'll probably be posting some stuff out there. So
what you say he's working at Southern Miss now?
Yeah, he's like beat writer or something for Southern Miss or something like that. Or works for Southern Miss somehow.
Cool.
He covers Southern Miss now.
Big Southern Miss fan now, apparently.
Whatever. He probably was
he was
before.
doing
I mean, he's an underdog fan.
You pay me a check, I'll root for you too.
Fan, whatever. Yeah.
Nah. There's some exceptions there.
I would say there's worse programs to take a paycheck from.
Exactly. So,
but he's a good dude. That's cool. I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, because he did the Sunbelt pages before that, so he was already knowledgeable about Sunbelt before Southern Miss even entered the conference. So worked out well for him.
So there's not going to be a release of that this year, then?
Oh, it hasn't been in like 3 years, I don't think.
Oh, hasn't? I don't remember. I remember buying it 1 year.
Yeah, I bought it the first year. I think the second year it was free. I think there's only 2 years they did it. But all right, Ryan, here we go.
Well, we can talk about Coach Speak next week.
Oh no, I got one other thing before we get into the fun stuff. This came out and someone posted it in our Patreon chat, and I figured why not talk about it. Some Sunbelt account did a poll, and the most hated Sunbelt teams. And so the thing, Coastal gets number one, whatever. I bet they're beating their chest about being number one.
Oh, I love it. Are you kidding?
But Georgia State does not even get one vote. Like nobody hates Georgia State.
It's because we're amazing.
It's because we're lovable.
Makes sense to me. I don't hate us, so it's great.
Well, as I posted in the chat about this, no one hates Georgia State more than Georgia State hates Georgia State. So
they just didn't. Yeah, they just didn't even poll us.
Yeah, exactly. So this was 60 people, 60 fans that were polled. The other 40 were all Georgia State fans, and they all put Georgia State in there. And so they just didn't include them in the poll.
They are just like,
Yeah.
So there were two other schools that didn't make the list, right? ULM.
Well, yeah, that's how math works, right? Yeah.
And who's the other one?
Somebody actually hates Old Dominion. Who cares about Old Dominion?
2 people.
2 people hate them.
2 out of 60. It's
Yeah.
like a 30th of them. Yeah. I can't even. I'm trying to figure out which of the other schools we're missing on here. I can't figure it out myself.
ULM.
We got that one.
I know.
One-
I was
one
just trying to
more.
buy you some time.
Texas State. No,
I was Texas
State's on
State's
there.
there.
I thought I would have thought Texas State too. Yeah. Arkansas State? No, that's last. All right. No,
We
I don't know,
don't.
man.
We really don't know our conference, do we?
Yeah, we do.
I'm running through the state. Southern Miss is on there. All right, it doesn't really matter. This is horrible. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was funny. We're not hated, but the thing is, because only people that would hate us are the trash down south, and they have to say they hate App State more. That's just like programmed in. It's part of their introductory course they take when they go to quote unquote school that first day, because that's what they all say. And I
don't know why
guarantee
anyone else would hate him though. I like Appy. I don't know.
Yeah, despite having a losing record, like having never beat Appy State, I don't mind them.
Well, they've
They're
never really
fine.
been dicks about it.
No. Now there was some. If you look at the Appy State Marshall game before Marshall entered the conference, there were some fans getting really bad with each other in that game. Like that was.
Was that when
good.
they were like spitting on players as they were coming through and all that?
Ooh,
stuff?
yeah,
they
they did
did tunnels,
that, yeah.
dropping some unfavorable words towards people and things. Yeah, but we've never experienced that with any Appy State fans.
No.
So, but we'll give it a chance this year. They'll be here at the Center Park Stadium, the park.
We're gonna lose to them.
We're gonna lose to them.
Yeah, we're losing.
We
Appy,
heard that
Appy or
already.
Marshall?
They both play here. Which one are we losing here?
We're losing Appy for sure.
Oh, come on! I think this is the year.
No,
I say that every year.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, it has to happen at some point. But until you prove that you can do it, I'm gonna keep voting against.
No, this is the year. I say it every year because then when it happens,
We're
I'll be
winning.
like, go back, reload the tape. I said it. I said it first. We're beating Appy State this year.
Yeah, but you're full of shit.
I'm full of a lot of stuff.
You don't believe it.
The last team, Ryan, is your favorite team in the conference.
What? Who?
Oh, there you go.
What? The last team in what?
It's not on here. Is your favorite team?
I don't.
There should be 3 teams missing, right?
Yeah. There's one that you love talking
Oh
about.
yeah, us. Yeah, I was even counting us. Us, Monroe, and
There's nobody missing.
the Troy State Trojans.
Troy State Trojans.
I said we got to get Who shirts made when we play Troy at home.
Yeah, put it in like their block letter, Troy, and then like who underneath in our lettering.
Yeah, and then like dash Ryan Graham. All right, Ryan. I held off as long as I could, but now
I know.
we got
I'm just gonna
schedule
go on-
news.
I'll go on mute.
Ooh, what? We got schedules?
We
What
got
kind of
soccer,
schedule?
men's soccer schedule, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's it's soccer. But there were some things I found interesting
You
about
don't
it.
know about everything.
I found some things. I found some things interesting about it, and I did a little chart thingy. But so there's 20 games in soccer, like real games. Like they have some exhibition games. I'm not counting those. 20 games in soccer. Soccer season starts 1 week before football and finishes like over 3 weeks before football finishes. So they get 20 games in the same time that football gets in 12. I just thought that was
Well, they're clearly just more athletic. That's all.
maybe they may be.
Where's the basketball schedule? I thought you said that was going to be out.
It was this time a year ago we had the conference schedule. We didn't have the out of conference, but we had the conference schedule out. So I don't know.
Still making those final touches, seeing how they can screw us all over. I know.
I guarantee that.
Yeah.
There is a day where we could watch soccer. We have home back-to-back home and football games. I'm not making any sense right now. We played Troy in football on a Saturday and West Virginia in soccer same day. So
it's like a double header. Head over to the. Do we have a name for the soccer complex?
188.
All right, head over
That's
188.
That's a good one. I like
Just-
188.
Just continue the tailgate.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though, is the soccer game is already scheduled for 2 p.m. So
Ooh.
the only way we could double dip is if we had Troy being the night game, so we could go tailgate, watch some soccer, and then head on down to the park, continue going on.
I mean, so as I was telling you guys, like when I went to the soccer game, like there wasn't really security even. So like I'm not convinced you couldn't just wheel in the tailgate.
Just set everything up.
Just tailgate at the soccer game.
Just drive your car in and
be like, guys, we're just tailgating here today. We're gonna set up some tents. We're gonna do it here, and if you want to go watch the game, do it. And if you want to come party at the tent, do it. Like they should let us do that. This makes sense.
But we need to make sure we get that Troy game to be at night.
Yeah,
it's got to be a night game. It's obviously too far out to figure that out. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to be able to do soccer and football on the same day. And then there's another day where soccer and football are home the same weekend. There's like a Friday night game, and then do football. Well, I have it in my notes somewhere. Yeah, it's boring. There's also, if you want to go to Conway to see the football team play on Thursday, then soccer is playing in Columbia on that Saturday or that Friday. So you could like just pit stop on your way back from Conway into Columbia, South Carolina. See them.
That seems like a miserable road trip. Like you can go to Conway and then
on a Thursday. It's not even a weekend. It's not like you're doing a Saturday, Sunday. You're doing a Thursday, Friday.
Just swing on through the armpit, Columbia.
All right. Two other things I noticed about the schedule before I talk about something else. Almost all the games are at night. Like 7:00, 7:30 starts. Almost every single game, home or away. There's a 2:00 and a 4:00 in there. But everything's like at night, which I thought was just strange. I like maybe because it's hot outside or something. But even getting into the fall, they're all night games. So I thought it was interesting. And they play on every day of the week. We have at least one game Sunday through Saturday at some point during the season.
You figured they'd standardize on like 2 days, maybe 3.
Well, I think they just play so many more games that's the way it all lays out. Like, does professional there's like MLB games, do they constantly do the same days, or is it just like whenever
they
a little bit? I almost dropped that.
I mean, MLB plays pretty much every day of the week already. Right. Yeah, but I mean, like, typically you'll have like maybe a team will have like Monday's their travel day or something like that, or
for like a team
off day for that team. But yeah, no, this one, like most of the games are played on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, but there's at least one game they have again on Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesday and Thursday. So yeah. I just thought that was interesting. So that was it. But then
you'll always find something with a schedule.
There's always a little nugget, little gold,
quote unquote, interesting
in the schedule. Yeah.
I went and looked at our conference opponents and our out of conference opponents and what their RPI was coming out of last season. And I put it on here because I thought it was really interesting. Both conference and out of conference, there's only 2 teams we play that had a better RPI than we did. So, based off this alone, we should be doing pretty well in our schedule this season. Maybe everybody changes, but
maybe we should stop funding beach volleyball and move to soccer.
Whoa! Our number one sport.
Well, I mean, fund it, but now we should shift the extra money into soccer.
Damn, you're fired.
At what point? Where did you think that Georgia has extra money for athletics?
It's just fantasy money that we don't have.
He doesn't think we have extra money. He's shifting from beach volleyball.
Yeah. I mean, look. You look at this. I'm not counting Clemson because it's an exhibition game, but I left it on there because it is a game, and we can see how we perform against a number 11 team or 11 RPI team. But yeah, just 2 teams ahead of us out of conference, and Lipscomb and Memphis. Memphis right there with us, and then in conference, Kentucky and Marshall, which are good college soccer teams. So.
Wow, TDS 186. They are so much worse than everybody else in our conference.
They should just shut down the
everyone
program.
Is sort of just like in a row, and then all of a sudden they're like more than double worse than the second to last person.
Like, yeah, what are they even doing?
Yeah, Old Dominion's 89 and Trash Down South is like, can you put a 1 in front of that? Yeah, we'll be 186. That's how bad we are. They're really dragging down the entire conference.
I do also like how South Carolina is in our conference.
Yeah, my keyboard sticks on the L's, and apparently I missed that one.
I did the Spanish reading of it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Double L.
No, I mean it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good season. I would bet on this. It just depends on how these rankings are done, and if they're good and accurate. But
yeah, it's just the RPI from the end of last season. It's nothing
got
about
some good,
this season. So
good expectations.
right, exactly.
So yeah, would you guys be more excited for us to win the national championship in men's soccer or beach volleyball?
Men's soccer.
I'm in soccer.
Men's soccer, but only because women are going to do it anyways. Like women are so close to winning the national championship. They already played in the final, the equivalent to the Final Four season before last. So I feel like it's inevitable that as long as Coach Van Fleet doesn't leave the program, that we are contending for national championships already.
That's why it'd be even bigger if men's soccer did it.
Exactly. It's the same logic I used about being a bigger Georgia State fan than a Falcons fan is the wins are so much greater. So yeah, we'll get a beach volleyball national championship as long as Coach Van Fleet sticks around.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Yep. On the Mount Rushmore of Georgia State, Coach Van Fleet.
Yeah, I didn't really like that question, but Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
The question, did we talk about it last week or was it just on Twitter? I have no idea.
Which one?
The Mount Rushmore of Georgia State.
That thing pops up like every so often, and yeah, I'm like just Dave Cohen, and then add anybody else you want to.
That's right. Yep, I'm down.
Everyone can be on Mount
What's
Rushmore
his face?
State.
Reeves.
Lefty. Oh, Coach. Yeah.
For setting up our football program.
Yeah. Dan Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I knew the last name.
Yeah. For whatever reason, when you said that, I was still thinking Bill Curry, and I'm like, everyone wants to put Bill Curry like on the Mount Rushmore thing, and I'm like, his name was the greatest thing that we got out of hiring him because obviously did not
good here.
I think the game. I mean.
No,
the guy's forgotten more about football than I'll ever know, but the game had passed him by.
He forgot a lot about football by the time he came here. So
we had some great stories, and he gave us some notoriety.
We were magnanimous.
Not when I'm drinking.
Magnanimous.
Not when I'm
magnanimous, Ryan. You're magnanimous.
Magnanimous. That's a rough word.
You love that word though.
I don't even know how to say it. It's fine. But the Mount Rushmore, it's like, why would I pick 4? It doesn't make any sense. And it feels weird to put players up on like a big thing like that. Like that does feel a little awkward because I saw Albert Wilson on a lot of them.
Sure.
Which, I mean, he was a good player, but he didn't really get us.
Right. I mean, he got the touchdown against Alabama in that
cool.
First season.
Cool.
The only
Sports Center highlight.
The only kickoff return for a touchdown against Bama that entire season.
Yeah,
which is
always
great.
Have that, David.
But I'm agreeing with you, Ryan. And to the next level, people always include Will Lutz on there, and I'm like, Will Lutz's success has been in the NFL. It's not been at Georgia State. I remember him missing several kicks. He wasn't like Mr. Automatic.
He was not good.
Yeah, he was not that automatic kicker. Like literally, Will Lutz gets included. And this is no Falcons Saints bias going on here. Will Lutz, while I'm incredibly I'm incredibly happy that he has had a successful career. Your Mount Rushmore should be people that elevated Georgia State to the next level. Yeah. And Will Lutz did not do that. Right. Lefty did that. Coach Hunter did that. RJ did that. Simons did
Coach
that.
Hunter burned the bridge, though. He doesn't get to be on a.
Yeah. Well, this as long as this administration's around, I agree. But
as long as I'm around.
Oh.
He left us for New Orleans 1. Right? Number 1. He said, I'm going to go to New Orleans instead of staying in Atlanta. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Okay.
That's the top offense then.
Then does Amy Hunter get to be in it because she birthed RJ and she stayed in Atlanta.
RJ.
And she stayed in Atlanta when Coach went to New Orleans. She's like, no, I'm good here. I'm good.
Yeah, RJ went off and everyone else went off. What about the sister? I don't know about her. Did she stay? I'm interested.
I think that's why Amy stayed is because she was here with the baby.
Ah.
I feel like if we had Dave on, he'd be putting up all these older players that we don't remember.
Oh
on
yeah,
Mount Rushmore. Like
That's
Shenard
why I
Long.
feel
He'd say
like
White
Shenard
Town.
Long.
that's why I get quiet on social media when it comes to those kind of things, unless I just spout off some nonsense, is because there is such a long history of Georgia State that I don't know. Like, it's like post football era. I can only talk to you about once football started, who are the greatest, then we can have a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty safe with DeMarcus and RJ. But after that,
Yeah.
I think you got to take a big pause because I'm sure there were players that played here before that, elevated us. I mean, you probably got to pull some players from the team that beat Wisconsin.
Exactly.
Like, that was a huge elevating moment for Georgia State.
Exactly. And then we went back to like sub mediocrity after that.
Man, those Perry years, those were rough, y'all. I don't know if you had season tickets, but
before Coach Hunter, I had gone to one game that I bought a ticket to was when FSU came to town, and we almost won that.
Oh my
and
god,
we almost won that game. But other than that, a handful of games I would stumble into between classes or something like that because I did night classes.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you how many it was. Probably less than 10 over my entire collegiate career.
I was there 2003 to 2010. I heard we were good during that time. Is that Lefty's time? I have no idea. It's past it. I heard we were decent during that time.
That was Perry time.
But
it was bad.
I never did any of that, and I never really heard about it either. Like there was a couple of signs here and there sometimes, but like our marketing was what it is now, probably unchanged. I don't. You know what? I don't know what on campus
more
marketing
digital.
is.
It's more digital.
I have
now.
no idea what it is. They're probably emailing students to their email addresses that all the students like laugh at that they don't ever check. Right? I was the only student that checked their student email.
Yeah. Because you're a dork.
Basketball game Thursday.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. That's fine. I'm down.
No, they like to use like a road construction equipment signage to advertise that it's a game day.
They do. They do. Is that good or bad?
The big billboard by the Center Park. Had a your advertisement here, and it was all in Georgia State colors and had a red underline.
Oh, my wife got so mad about that because I used two different fonts on the same thing, and one is a cursive font. It makes it difficult to read when you're driving.
The same one, the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same one you're talking about. And she's like, "That's just." She's like, "Does no one there know how to?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I was trying to defend athletics. I'm like, well, athletics doesn't control it. It's the foundation that owns that." And she's like, "Still, it's Georgia State. They should know better how to do this." I'm like,
She's not wrong, but it is a certain group of people who notice that kind of stuff that I don't necessarily know if I care that they got offended.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it's
like,
offended.
No offense to your wife. You know, she's wonderful, but like, I know these font people, and you know, I'm just like, guys, you care about fonts a lot.
Font people are cult.
It's a font, man. I mean, you know, if you got a strong opinion on serif and sans serif, like
I do want to see it. I want to see this advertisement now.
Tim, I know you're absolutely correct though. Font people are. They probably have like their own like font cons and stuff they go to and just like they're just totally serious about it. If you said it, Ryan, I wasn't paying attention to you. I heard Tim say that font people were crazy, and I was like, yes, I agree with that statement. Ryan was just like rambling on about something. We got Denver is a font person I'm seeing here in the chat. So
no. Gonna have to have a chat after this.
What else? Did I have any more slides? Or are we done?
I don't know.
Is there any more news?
Your slides?
44 minutes for an off week. I love it.
See, Media Day, soccer, most hated. Yeah, that was everything. The only thing
folders.
Folders?
Oh. Folders?
Oh no, you don't.
There's no
what
folders.
What is this? No, I just found Ryan Graham for Lieutenant Governor, vote or die. What is that?
Is it in there?
Promo? What's a promo?
Oh, where is it?
There we go.
The banners. The banners on the thing.
Yeah.
Ryan's looking around his new admin privileges.
Who exactly is going to die?
I don't know. People who don't vote.
for Ryan Graham.
For me,
Lieutenant
yeah.
Governor.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a massacre.
I'm gonna write Ryan Graham into Lieutenant Governor every election for the rest of my life.
Just in case.
Even if I move out of Georgia, I'm just gonna write Ryan Graham in for whatever the lieutenant governor is of that state.
Yeah.
Georgia's own Ryan Graham. All right, we're 45 minutes in. We can talk about what the S and GSU stands for on last call. Silence.
I actually want to know. Can I find out?
Did you miss that?
I did.
but
well, I saw an image on it scroll, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, that was
interesting to me because it's not a mystery.
Yeah, enemy number one of Georgia State athletics is now Blooper the Brave.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in last call, among other things. So, you guys good?
Great.
I'm great.
All right, thanks everybody for listening. We're gonna head over to last call and talk about how much of an idiot Blooper the Brave is, and more Georgia State stuff. I'm sure. Talk about the episode. You can find it on our Patreon page, free of charge. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. If you do decide to subscribe, you get early access to the last call, plus access to our live stream of weekly episodes and whatever else we can possibly give to you for helping out or for supporting us, including the group chat, which is the most fun part of the whole thing. So thanks everybody for listening. Talk to you next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.